15 million merits. It shows the sun rising on a farm. A rooster wakes him up, which he swats away. He has to wait to sign in. After his character is shown, along with 15 million credits, he steps in the other room to get dressed. He then is shown paying for toothpaste with a hand gesture. As the man brushes his teeth, he's prompted with an ad. He joins others in the elevator, who have all also look like they have gotten used to this lifestyle. He's shown walking past the leaderboard that ranks them all and who has the highest credits. He sits down at an exercise bike and starts pedaling. They all earn merits while they pedal. He goes for lunch and uses the machine. A woman approaches him and shows him how to get the apple unstuck. He thanks her. He sits alone and enjoys a sparing lunch. They go back to pedal. The man next to him is shown being rude and disrespectful. Bing is back at his room playing video games. Then a force that comes on praising their hotshot television show. He pays to skip it. He then is hit with an adult movie ad for 10,000 merits which he buys. The next day he's shown waking up in the same way. Except this time Bing sees a girl named Abby in the elevator. Bing is shown peeing in the bathroom. He hears Abby singing and loved her voice. As he is washing his hands, he tries to talk with her but an adult film ad came on, and Abby walked out. Later that night Bing crushes on Abby while he lays in bed. A hotshot advertisement came up and he mutes it. The next day Bing shows Abby how to get the apple out of the machine. He tells her he loved her singing. She thanks him. He offers to gift her to go to the show Hot Shot, which is 12 million merits. She does not want to take it and says he should use it for himself. He tells her he will go with her, and he's going to force her to go tomorrow. Abby finally agreed. Bing is now excited for tomorrow. Later that night he buys Abby a ticket. It turns out it was 15 million merits. He sends it to her as a gift. The next day in the elevator Bing wishes her luck and holds her hand. They get in and there's a huge crowd waiting to be called on the show Hot Shot. They pick Abby immediately. The coordinator lady gives her a drink that's called Compliance to drink to calm her nerves. She drinks it and steps out on stage. She said she's here to sing and the guy in red asked her to take off her top and complimented her and said she's really good but there's too many singers. She would do much better in the adult film industry. He said it's either that or the bike. This gets the whole crowd watching chanting to do it. Abby finally accepted the deal. Everyone was excited for her. Abby was sad and shocked. Bing is shown playing with a penguin Abby made and gave to him. He is upset and put it under his bed with the empty drink they gave Abby. The next day, he has to hear Abby on Wrath Babes talk and boast about how nice it is and how happy she really is. He goes to lunch and eats unhealthy with a soda. Back in his room only has 800 merits left. The show Wrath Babes comes on. Bing then is forced to watch Abby talk and do an adult film. He tries to hide his eyes but it forces him to open and continue viewing. He then goes mad throwing himself smashing into the glass, then picking up a glass shard cutting himself with it. The next day Bing is up before the sun. He's the first one in the room peddling. He's shown using a tiny drop of toothpaste. He also began to steal other people's food to save on merits. He practices a dance routine in his room before bed. He kept peddling hard and saving his merits. Bing has reached 15 million merits again, and then he stopped pedaling. In his room he buys the ticket this time for himself. He walks into Hot Shot, and stands there, and waits. They then decide to pick Bing. He smiles for the camera, and says he's an entertainer. Walking up to the lady Bing tells her he already had a compliance drink thank you. She said in that case he was good to go. He then enters the stage. He introduced himself, and then began his dance routine. In the middle of the performance, he pulls out a shard of glass, and puts it up against his throat. The lady wanted to let him speak. Bing started insulting them telling them they're awful people for always poking fun at others, and then cusses them all out repeatedly. The man ended up respecting Bing and saying he gets where he's coming from. He agreed that authenticity was in low supply, saying his message was powerful and he felt that he offered him a channel on one of his streams. They all smile and said they liked the gimmick, and asked him if he could talk like that again. Shortly after it's shown that a man is peddling. On the screen it's Bing. The man is shown buying a fan item. Bing puts the glass shard back in the case, pours himself a glass of orange juice. Bing is seen staring at a real penguin model sitting on the desk. Bing is now in a luxury apartment with way more room. There's no advertisements, no peddling. In the end Bing looks out at a beautiful view.